Hey folks, Paul Abernathy here. I get a lot of questions that come my way about, well, Paul, I'm not really studying to get my license. I'm a journeyman electrician or I'm a master electrician. And do you have anything that really goes deep into, let's say, residential codes? And how about something that literally walks me from room to room to room? Something that deals with the service and all the grounding and bonding it's necessary. Do you have anything that basically that I could give to my entire employees? Each one of them could be in a program. And that way everybody's on the same page. Maybe it saves you repetitive work. Maybe it saves you from having failed inspections or whatnot. So yes, we do. So it's a Fast Trax Red program and it has been updated for the 2023 edition. And I figured I'd give you a walkthrough today and kind of let you see what's included in it. Now, remind you, this is not the program you're going to use for exam preparation. This is for if you're an apprentice and you want to get better or reduce that learning curve when it comes to residential. Every little nuance from room to room to room. Or if you're a journeyman and you just you do residential all the time and you really want to reduce the learning curve, then this residential program can do that for you. Now, it's not a continuing ed class. It is not, again, exam preparation class. It's a knowledge-only based class to help enhance your marketability, your knowledge of the code, specifically when it comes to residential applications. So let's kind of go look at it right here. So this is what it's going to look like when you log into our system. And you can see this is a tough program. You see the class average right there? Again, that is just taking an ongoing overall value of the students that are in here and going through it. And there's a lot of tough concepts in here. But we start out, there are some simulators in here that you can do some residential code simulations and all that. They're all included if you want to play with those, kind of like 3D and all that kind of stuff. But really what you've got here is you've got 33 units. And it really does take you through almost every facet of residential wiring. Starting out, for example, chapter 1 is general information for electrical installations. It comes with some videos, okay? But it kind of the biggest thing here is under the study it is you've got all of this information here for the quizzes that we will grade. And then, of course, you get a summary of that entire unit so that you can like do a refresher before you go on to the next unit. So the summary is something new that we're doing for the 2023. And of course, you've got quizzes as well that are in here. Okay, so really the big one is the read it. And for example, I'll give you kind of a look, see what we got going on here. So when you get in here, chapter 1, you do have quick links to everything as well. And you can see how it's nicely laid out. You can change the size of the lettering here in case you're using it on a smaller device. Because, yeah, this is adaptable for a mobile phone or a tablet. You can bookmark anything you want to come back later. All you got to do is go to the Study Hub when you bookmark it. I'll show you. I go to Study Hub, and you go to Bookmarks. And this is what we just bookmarked right here. Okay, watch it. You know, you can take it away. You see it goes away. So that just helps you get back to where you're at. And if you see something in here that you really want to keep maybe in a little folder or something, then you also have the print ability. So you can literally print anything you want. You can print the whole course if you want. Now, typically not necessary to do that because as you're learning it, you're going to absorb the information. But if you want to print it, you're free to print it. It's totally acceptable. All right, so then you just kind of go through there and it's a lot of reading material. Okay, for you to absorb it, a lot of figures, call outs, illustrations as you work through it. Okay, so again, anytime you see this information grayed out, this is verbatim from the standard. That's why the asterisk is there. But yeah, you just kind of walk through the program, talks about protective equipment. In this case, makes reference to OSHA. So there's some OSHA references in here as well. And arc flash. So it kind of walks you through it and give you the explanation of arc flash. And of course, this gives you the quoted information from either the NEC or the NFPA 70E where applicable and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of safety alerts and things like that to help you move through the program. So videos, to give you an example, here's a safety video. You just click on it.
Welcome to Residential Wiring. This is the first video in a series of 8 programs dedicated to residential wiring.
So you'll get some videos as well that you can watch in the program that kind of will keep you engaged in it, that type of thing. So as you go through here, you're going to go through each unit. Now, what's interesting is you see how they're broken down. So that's just unit 1, kind of introducing you into it. Then you have electrical symbols, different outlet symbols, specifications, understanding specifications, how to read the blueprints, things like that. Then, of course, we'll go through lessons on how you determine the number of branch circuits you need, all that kind of calculation. We'll just kind of click into this reading material here. So this is kind of what it looks like. And you're moving through chapter 3. And you can see that you can calculating loads, talks about inch pound versus metrics, calculating the floor area, first floor, basements, how to do the combination. It's going to ultimately talk about the 3 VA per square foot. Again, determining the minimum number of lighting branch circuits. Again, I'll just click on this so you can see. And again, 220.41 is where we're going to get the 3 VA per square foot. And it really does go deep. It brings you the code. So this is exactly what's in the code book. You see because it's highlighted. And then it actually shows you the steps and the calculations and how they would be applied if it was a 20 amp branch circuit or it's a 15 amp branch circuit. It shows you how to do all of this. Okay, so again, it gets very detailed. Also, there's a lot of author tips in here, which are things that you're only going to learn if you spent time in the field. So the effort here is to try to get you up to speed very quickly. Now, we have companies who buy packages of these for all of their electricians because they all get graded and it gets all of them on the same learning path so that when there's no surprises. So if I've got a crew of folks out there doing multiple dwellings or multiple houses, then I know they're all working on the same knowledge base. And that's what's beautiful about these programs. And same thing for our commercial program, which is the Fast Trax Green. It keeps everybody on the same learning track. And so that's what's neat about having these programs all integrated together in the Fast Trax learning system. So anyway, you'll go down and again, you'll see where the code references are brought out, and then you'll see there's different tables. Now you click on these tables will expand so you can see it a little bit more broader, that type of thing. But as you can see, you kind of work through it. Here we go into what we call the small conductor rules. This is in 240.4D, as you can see referenced right here. And then I kind of give you some examples of the different sizes and for the small conductor rules. And then how many outlets per circuit, okay? So again, you start getting into it, right? And it will literally break all this information down for you. So it's pretty neat the way that it does it. And you'll quiz yourself. So there'll be some quizzes on it. I'll click on the quiz so you can kind of see what that looks like. So the quizzes in here are designed to test your knowledge on specific units that you're working on. Okay, so I'll show you. So here we're going to start the assessment. And here you see there's 10 of them, right? 10 of them. And you just kind of go through. It says to estimate the total load for a dwelling, the blank of the dwelling must be calculated. The excessive storage, the living, the occupied floor area, or unoccupied rooms. Okay, well, we have to do what? We have to, and you can check your work. Right there is correct. Now, let's say we got it wrong. Let's just say we checked the living. Okay, actually, let's go and do one and get it wrong. So I'm gonna look at this one. So circuits applying wall receptacle outlets for lighting loads are generally 15 amp circuits, but are permitted by the code to be blank ampere. Okay, so let's look at it here and say, okay, so it'd be 20, but let's go on and just pick C18. Now watch, I can check my work at the end of every one, and I check it, and it says incorrect, right? So you see what's incorrect. Now you go up here to the X, and it basically will tell you that's incorrect to give you information. Now right click on it to freeze it, or left click and it'll freeze it. And then what you can do is come up here and you click here and it'll take you into the course material where it explains the information on this question. So you can read it and basically hammer home that knowledge again so that it just, you don't forget these things. So this is why this program is so unique, because the quizzes are interlinked with the reading material back and forth, and you can grade yourself instantly on these quizzes. Okay. All right. So again, you can do that, or you can just do them all and submit it at the end, and it will give you your overall score. Now you're just going to go down through these because these are logically broken up into all of the most important segments of a residential. So now we're working into here, unit 4, chapter 4 is the conductor sizing, different wiring methods, talks about voltage drop, even neutral conductor sizing. So everything's covered. You keep on going further. It's talking about conductors identification, switching controls for lighting, bonding and grounding of wiring devices, ground fault, arc fault, surge protected devices, immersion detective circuit interrupters, all of that. So as you can see, even the luminaires, and then it starts getting into the branch circuits in the different rooms because you could have certain nuances in different rooms. So this happens to be a front bedroom. Again, you've got a video installation video you can watch. You got your quizzes to watch. You got your reading material. But then it goes even further. Bathrooms, hallways. Here we've got entry porch for the lighting circuits. We got lighting branch and small appliance branch circuits in kitchen. So it's broken down into chunks that you can absorb. It does have some videos in here as well that you can watch. So as you can see, now it's breaking it down for the lighting branch circuit in the living room. Okay, study in the bedroom. Here, hallway, entry, attic, powder rooms, laundry, goes into all of the nuances. And as you can see, recreation room, then it goes into things like lighting branch circuits and receptacles for workshops. It goes on. As you can see here, it even talks about smoke alarms, heat, carbon monoxide detectors, feeders and service entrances. Again, swimming pool spas, even talks about standby power and photovoltaics for a residential application. Now, we're also giving you glossary. We're also giving you blueprints because a lot of the questions in our competency reviews will actually reference a blueprint. We give you all the blueprints. So that's another unique thing is it allows you to start absorbing the blueprint, see how the circuits are laid out, even have some blank ones that you can print off and lay them out yourself, or as a group, you could all do them together so you can learn not just how to install it when somebody else has laid it out, but you can actually show how you would lay out the circuits and the home runs and where would you put the panel and all those type of things. Okay, so that's all in here. They're all for you to download. And then, of course, you also have our exam prep. So if you want to practice some exam prep and learn and test your skills with the code, we're throwing that in too. So you get all of that as well in the program. Okay, you get some flashcards as well. We'll look at these. So here's some English flashcards. So accent lighting, you click on it. It's the directional lighting to emphasize a particular object or to draw attention to a part of the field of view. So accent lighting for something specific. Now you might be putting in some access lighting for a painting or something like that. So anyway, there's tons of them. In this one, there's 283. But remember, you can create your own flashcards for anything that you want right here. So you can do unlimited flashcards in this program just to help you get a better understanding of the National Electrical Code. Here's a glossary. So here's a glossary of all types of terms. Under A, you see there's your accent lighting. Okay, these are neat to look up because a lot of these come from the NEC, but there's also other definitions that come as well from other different standards and whatnot. And of course, you see that it's also in Spanish as well. So that's pretty cool for those who happen to be doing Spanish. All right, so anyway, that is all included. You can print out anything you want. Again, you can change the size of the text depending on the device you're looking at. If you're visually challenged like me, then that is beneficial, okay? So this is our residential program. And so who is it designed for? It's really designed for anybody who wants to get a deeper dive into residential electrical codes, right? From everything from the spacing requirements. For me as a contractor, when I was a contractor, I had people that worked for me, apprentices, helpers, journeymen. I would have put them in. I did my own training when I had my staff, but I would love to have a course like this at the time when I was the contractor, because I want to make sure that all of my people are on the same page. But I also would use it for raises and promotions. Okay, for the people that really did this and submitted their grades to me, then I knew they were engaged in it. And that's what I would use as a basis for whether or not somebody got a raise or promotion or advancement. Not just the work they do in the field, but how dedicated they are to their training and learning their craft. That's what these programs are all about. And we have these for commercial wiring as well, industrial, even have a grounding and bonding course so that you can get a better understanding of grounding and bonding. Of course, don't forget, if you're needing to learn the National Electrical Code for an exam or just to increase your overall knowledge of the National Electrical Code, then don't forget we have what's called Fast Trax Black or Fast Trax Plus as well. Okay? All right. We have a lot of things. I encourage you to visit our website. It'll be down in the description. And just look around. We have some free blogs over there. So read some of our blogs. We have some free courses as well on our website. Okay? We have an exam prep primer. We have boxes and enclosures. Free courses. Check them out. We'd love to have you. Till next time, folks. Stay safe. God bless. And this was a presentation of our Red program, which is available in the 2017 NEC, 2020, and the 2023.